So what I want to talk about today is your shadow work, which is sort of an unpopular topic in the law of attraction community. But I want to talk about your shadow and how that relates to law of attraction or manifesting. Something that one of the things that people who are sort of have a surface level understanding of the law of attraction believe is, well, if you just think good thoughts, good things will happen. Or if you don't think about the bad stuff, then it won't happen. That's actually true. If you are able to keep your thoughts completely positive and keep your emotions positive and light, and you are able to ignore the negativity and ignore the things that you don't want completely, your life will be 100% positive, on track, and a-okay. But here's the thing, most of us are not able to do that. And it's because we have our shit that we're dealing with. And we have that because we're human and we're here to experience the whole spectrum of emotions, light and dark and everything in between. So here's what happens. As we start to do the work of the manifesting work and the law of attraction work, we start to feel good. We start to change our thinking. Okay, it's happening. I'm doing the work. And then people get, bam, they get hit with something. So they will blow up in their lives, which causes them to start to react and respond in old ways or think those negative thoughts. And they get into the space of trying not to think about the bad things because they only got to think about the good things. Okay, if I just think about the good things, then good things will happen. Why is this not working? I'm only thinking about the good things. Why isn't it working? I'm doing all the work. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And what's happening is they're getting into the trap of resisting the resistance. The law of attraction is not really about, it's not about stopping anything. It's about a flow. It's about releasing resistance from your life. And if you have stuff in there that wants to come up and needs to come up and needs to be uh, expressed and purged and understood and healed and then released, that's going to come up in the process of your manifesting, in the process of your law of attraction work. And there's a lot of different flavors of accessing the law of attraction work, which I'm not really covering right here. But what I really want to talk about is when the shit hits the fan, when you've been doing really good spiritual work and you're like, I've been doing what they told me to do, I've been doing it right. You have been doing it right. And that stuff that's coming up, the stuff that's falling apart in your life, the clashes with people you love, the job loss, the home change, all this stuff that comes up. Whoa, my life just exploded in my face. Why did that happen? It happened because you made that commitment to spirit, to live a higher expression, to live in a deeper vibratory stance. And when you make that commitment, whether you're following the law of attraction work, sort of the standard Abraham Hicks, or, you watch The Secret and you're like, okay, this is how you do it. You are doing the work and you're doing it right and you're doing great. And that's why this stuff shows up for you. Not everybody, in fact, I would venture to say very few people are able to just only think good thoughts. Truly, because it's not just your conscious thoughts, it's your unconscious thoughts. Your thoughts are not, you are able to change your thoughts. You are able to change your feelings. You're able to do all of that. It takes some courage and it takes consistency. And it just takes practice, practice, practice. Practice is kind of boring. We just kind of want to be like, okay, I'm thinking good thoughts now. I want good things to happen to me. And it will happen to you. And the more that you practice this, the more that your life will transform and change. But what I urge you to do is when your shadow stuff comes up, when that difficulty comes up, when your life starts to implode after you've been doing all the good work, you've been doing it right, that little kid inside of us goes, that's not fair. I did it right. I did what I was supposed to do. And it feels really bad and it feels really awful. That's part of the shadow stuff coming up too. So when this stuff comes up, when you've been doing that good spiritual work, you've been meditating, you've been visualizing, you've been really focusing on changing your thoughts and changing your feelings, changing your outlook, changing your thinking, it is changing. And what it's doing is it's cracking open and allowing this long buried garbage to come to the surface, because you can't do a thing with it until you shine a flashlight on it. But when you shine a flashlight on it, it goes away. And here's how you deal with that. Here's how you really look at that. You feel your feelings. You remove yourself from the hamster wheel of resistance by feeling your feelings completely. All the darkness, all the sadness, all the angst, all the fear, all the anger, all the rage, everything that comes up as it comes up, let it bubble up and let yourself sink deeper and deeper and deeper into the feeling of that shadow place. And then once you get to the bottom of that, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to fall in love with it and you're going to fall in love with you. And that's releasing the resistance right there. When you start to really accept this is a part of me and my experience and a part of what is coming up for me. And it's a part of your spiritual work. It's a part of your spirituality. It's a part of you as a spiritual human being. So keep working through it. and release judgment. That's the biggest and hardest thing for people to do, is to release self-judgment. You know, if shame is something that you find coming up, you feel ashamed about something, that's very much, you know, that's very much about judgment of self. What it really is taking on the judgments of other people. The judgments of other people, they're nonsense. They have nothing to do with you. But we take that on because we are so afraid of our own power. We are so afraid of who we are in our own right, that we very quickly take on other people's negative perceptions of us as our own. And we only do that because when we really start to feel or sense how powerful our God self is, our divinity is, it scares the living hell out of us. Because if we can do anything, that means we're ultimately responsible for everything, absolutely everything that's happening in our lives and happening around us. And that takes us back to the real essence of the law of attraction, of manifesting, is responsibility. And it's not about blame. It's not about being your fault. It's about responsibility for your energy. And to be responsible for your energy, you get to go into that shadow place and you get to purge it and you get to bring it out and you get to totally change it and transform it. That's the power of responsibility right there. Transformation. Because you transform the inside, you transform the shadow, you feel the hell out of it, and everything starts to change on the outside. So if life is falling to pieces right now, you're doing great. You're doing really well. Do two things for me, okay? Release self-judgment. It's not personal. It's just human gunk, and it's asking to come up so that you can release, 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 and get out of that resistance mode. And second, feel the hell out of it. I mean, really feel it. Close the door, lock it, cry, wail, weep, scream, punch a pillow, stomp the floor, whatever you need to do to feel those feelings and move them through your body. Move them through your body. It only takes 10 minutes for an emotion to run through your body, but you have to really, really feel it. If you resist it, if you put it at bay, it won't be able to run through you and you won't be able to experience it completely. And when you experience it completely and get to the bottom of that, that's where the magic is, right there. That's the magic stuff. And that's when things will start to break open and you'll see your life radically begin to change as a result of doing this incredible work.